Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Zainab binti Khairana with metric number 272651. I'm from group number 12. Our team has been assigned to do a report on liberalization of motor and fire Takaful in terms of the impact and the changes in Takaful industry. Takaful is an alternative to conventional insurance for all of the Muslims, which Sharia compliant insurance that free from prohibited element in Islam, which is qarar, maisir, and riba. With Takaful, participants will contribute the money into a pool system instead of paying premium. So every claim made by the participant paid out from the pool system, or as known as Takaful fund. Takaful also provide ample of protection plan, just like in conventional insurance, for example, motor insurance and fire insurance. However, by 1 July 2017, the motor and fire insurance started the de-tariffication. The tariffication or liberalization of tariff can be defined as taking out the tariff structure of fixed premium rate in insurance, which means the insurance company is able to demand an appropriate premium as the risk profile of the customer. There were two phases of liberalization of motor and fire insurance. The first was on 1st July 2016 and the second was on 1st July 2017. Resulting from the liberalization of motor and fire insurance, the consumer has experienced wider range of products in motor and fire insurance. Moreover, implementation of the tariffication of motor and fire insurance driven the insurer or Takaful operator to make better operational efficiency. And for your information, the discussion of de-tariffication of motor and fire insurance had taken place since 2013.
A very good morning to Dr. Nolida. I'm Kavitana Mohan and my matrix number is 273213. I will be explaining in detail about the motor and fire Takaful, also the liberalization of it. So let's look at the definition of motor Takaful first. A motor Takaful arrangement or plan covers you against damage or loss to your own vehicle because of incidental fire, burglary or accident, as well as third-party substantial injury or damage of their property loss or harm. So the Takaful concept in motor Takaful is at the point when you take part in motor Takaful, your contribution and amount of cash to an overall or general Takaful asset as a participative commitment, which is tabarruk. You embrace an agreement, akad, for you to get one of the members by consenting to commonly help one another should any of the members endure a loss due to an accident, including the other's personal vehicle. Moving on, for the most part, there are two sorts of cover under the motor Takaful arrangement, which is one is third party and the second one will be comprehensive. Third party to secure against the outsider's demise, real injury, and additionally property damage. For comprehensive, to secure you against the third party's disease, real injury, and additionally property damage, just as loss or potentially damage to your vehicle because of coincidental fire, robbery, or an accident. There are lots of exclusions for applying this motor Takaful, and here are few of them. Motor Takaful will be not cover your own death or real physical issue because of a motor accident, damage to tires except if the vehicle is harmed simultaneously, important consequential loss, deterioration, mileage, rust and erosion, mechanical or electronic breakdown, failures or breakages, gear or PC glitch. And also, motor Takaful will not cover loss, damage, or obligation happening outside the topographical territory, which is Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei. So, how can I make a claim? So, you should obtain the following details relating to the accident: the name and address of all drivers and passengers involved, registration number, make, model of each car involved, third party's driving license number and Takaful identifications, names and addresses of as many witnesses as possible. Make safe move to forestall further weakening of the circumstance. Lodge a police report within 24 hours of the accident. Notify a Takaful operator as soon as possible, followed by a written notification. So duplicate all of your coming up normally required letters or documents such as police report lodged, driver's identity card or license, vehicle registration card, and also the road tax. So moving on, the next Takaful is Fire Takaful. Fire Takaful is one of the principal items offered by Takaful Malaysia. This Takaful arrangement offers fundamental security to a member's property, of course, in a case of fire. So what is this takaful about? This takaful gives security to losses to property like building structures, substances, furnitures, plant and hardware just as stock. The fire takaful testament covers losses or damages to your covered property, for example, your private home and its substances, that is brought about by fire, lightning or explosion of home ground boilers, such as gas utilized for home ground purposes just during the time of takaful. You may also opt to cover loss of rent and the following perils with a minimum contribution: flood, bursting or overflowing of water tanks, impact and malicious damage. So this fire takaful covers two properties, which is for your property and also for your personal belongings or properties. So let's move on to liberalization of motor and fire takaful. Before that, what is liberalization? So, liberalization or liberalization is the precondition for privatization and globalization. It is an expensive term that typically alludes to less unofficial laws and limitations primarily on financial exercises. So, the motor and fire takaful liberalization. So, what is the liberalization of motor and fire takaful? It implies that the cost of motor protection or fire takaful items will presently don't be resolved dependent on motor tariff, a set fixed value list. Evaluating will be detected by singular guarantors and takaful administrators. So that's all from me. I'll pass to my colleague.
Hello everyone, my name is Lee Howard and my metric number is 2619998. Now I want to present about the part that I doing in the Takaful assignment. Firstly, the part I want to present is the reason why we need to digitalization the model and fire Takaful. They have the three main reasons why we need to digitalization the model and fire Takaful. Firstly, that was higher cost bear by Takaful company and operators. Because prices are set and controlled by Bank Negara Malaysia, it also represents a high cost to the Takaful operator to cover the amount of payment reserve. For example, if Takaful operator receives 1 ringgit payment from customer, Takaful operator may pay 1 ringgit 30 cents to 3 ringgit cost. Therefore, to reduce the cost that bear by Takaful operator, the new system need to establish use the regulation of the motor and fire Takaful to make the Takaful operators sustainable and continue to serve their customers. Next is the system of the motor and fire Takaful before regulation was unfair because before regulation, the motor and fire Takaful constitutes only the value of the motor models and production that determined by current market price of the vehicles and regardless of other factors and risks. For example, assume there are two Takaful insurers have the same models of the car and the age. The motor Takaful price that paid by the two insured on each year should be same. However, insurer A is the cautious driver, which insurer B is the dangerous drivers. As a result, the insurer B have more risk of traffic accident. Then the insurance B will file more frequent claim with Takaful or the operators than insurer A. At the same time, unfair of the motor Takaful system before regulation will be relieved. That means even if insurance B make more frequent claim and receives more return from Takaful insurance, the rate charged by still same as the rate charged as in the insurance A. Therefore, the regulation of the motor and fire Takaful should be regulated orders to determine the price of motor and fire Takaful based on the risk factors that can more equally to the customer. Lastly is to improve the competitiveness between the Takaful market. The tariff environment is to establish to ensure a fair market between the Takaful operators and the insurance markets. Tariffs are also introduced to help the local Takaful operator and insurance market have sustainable business by managing the competition between them. However, regardless of the equal of the customer risk, the fixed base rate is the same and customer is at disadvantage. As the local Takaful operators and the insurance market matrix over the years, it is fair to pursue a liberalized market. This will benefit the customer, where the customer will freedom to choose the Takaful operators and insurance market that best suit their Takaful and insurance product. Lastly, is a part of changing of the motor and fire Takaful after detarification. Firstly, is the change on the customer after detarification. The customer can enjoy lower premium rate are paying and fearless Takaful system. After liberation, the Takaful motor and fire Takaful will be calculated based on the risk profile of the insured. The scope and factors of the calculation are also broader, including age, sex, claim history, occupation, traffic record, and type of car. Next is the customer can provide more product option, mean that the Takaful operator will gain more flexible in setting price and launching the product category. Lastly is the customer can also enjoy the better customer service, mean that to attract more customer to the Takaful operator will launch more Takaful product and combinations, which also will increase the healthy competition between the Takaful operators. Then the last changing is the change on the Takaful operator after the verification. First changing is on the policy. The change is to ensure the motor and fire Takaful product after detarification are monitored and managed. Takaful operators should have consistent and clear price policy. Price policy should be approved by board of directors of the Takaful operators. Lastly is the change on the prompting Takaful operator to change their marketing strategy. Because after the liberation of the motor and fire Takaful, it also meant that the Takaful operator is no longer subject to ban the government measure, restriction, and control on the product and pricing. As a result, the Takaful operator market will become more competitive so that the chance will prove Takaful operator to change their marketing strategy to attract more customers, to enable customer or insured to obtain better and more effective service. Takaful operator will develop the channels to promote their product more widely. Thank you, everyone.
A very good day to Madam and my fellow friends. I am Desigan Kalidasan and I would be presenting about the impact of the detarification of fire and motor Takaful on the consumers and the Takaful operators. The detarification of the fire and motor Takaful has played a very important role on the operations of the consumers and also the Takaful operators. So let's take a look at what effects it brought upon the consumers. Firstly, the detarification of the fire and motor Takaful has brought on a freedom of choice and a variety of plans. And why is this? Because due to the decentralized price, which means that there is no set price for fire and motor Takaful. So this gives the consumers so many types of options to pick their best Takaful plan that they are looking for, fire and motor Takaful plan. The detarification has also caused a fairer contribution for the consumers, meaning that the consumers wouldn't be paying a same contribution as the ones who are supposed to. When a person with higher risk profile, meaning the person who's careless and getting into more accidents, used to pay the same as the person who doesn't get into accidents often. So this is not fair when we think about it, because the person who's careful and the person who's careless are being the same. There's no difference between them. So what the de-tarification has brought is that a higher contribution will be required from people with higher risk profile, and a lower contribution is required from the people with lower risk profile. Next, let's look at the impact of the de-tarification of motor and fire Takaful to the Takaful operators itself. First of all, the obvious impact is that due to the need to appeal to get more clients, all of the Takaful operators will be looking to bringing on better products, meaning that they'll be looking forward to bringing plans that are very customized or very unique to one person's profile. As a result, the Takaful operators will come out with many customized and personalized Takaful plan. Next, the Takaful operators will also realize that the emergence of a healthy competition is there. This is because many companies will have the same goal, which is to have as much client as possible. The nature to attract more Takaful consumers will automatically create a healthy competition among the Takaful companies. The Takaful operators will also offer better customer service to their clients to become appealing to them. So that is it for my part. Thank you very much.
Hi, a very good morning to Doctor. My name is Tamivani Kumarasamy and my matrix number is 273275. Let us continue with the impact of de-tarification of fire and motor Takaful to the Takaful industry and the regulators. De-tarification removes pricing restriction. De-tarification of motor, mobile and fire insurance promoted competition among the market players by removing price limitation and allowing policy writers more discretion. Motor de-tarification allows each market participant to determine their own pricing for various insurance plans available. This implies that vehicle insurance rates are now calculated using the probability-based method. The bigger the possibility of the motorist being involved in the accident, the higher the insurance rate. The next point, lack of focus in the bottom line. De-tarification is a risk pricing strategy in which insurance company determines the premium depending on amount of risk. As a result, the larger the danger of insurer becoming involved in the accident, the higher the premium. It does, however, apply to a responsible driver who will pay a lesser premium. As a result, the Takaful sector will place the greater emphasis on the top line of the insurer, those who have a higher chance of involved in the accident, rather than the bottom line of the insurer who get lower risk in accident. This demonstrates the regulators more important in bringing Takaful sector to speed. Moving on to the last impact, which is the underwriting process. Solid underwriting benefit agents use bargaining chip to demonstrate the operator's commitment to the policy order's fairness and financial health. When de-tarification is employed, underwriting techniques become more specific, making and contribution factors easier to understand. Moving on to the challenges in de-tarification of motor and fire Takaful. Regulators in insurance industry utilize de-tarification to enhance performance, boost technology skills, and create fairness. However, a strong regulatory framework is required to achieve these objectives. Insurer and Takaful operators are prohibited from offering more than 10% discount. This prevents fierce competition and protects the standing of small players. Instant competition, the elimination of cross-substitution, cost reduction, and the issue of securing reimbursement for the poor risk are most likely outcome in Malaysian insurance and Takaful market following de-tarification. A reliable de-tarification program requires a well-established regulatory authority. The fees reduction offered by the insurance and Takaful operator must worry the regulator. Due to rivalry, both insurance and Takaful operators provide enticing discount to generate more market flow and ensure the survival of their industries, as well as large incentive of commission of their dealers, marketers and brokers. Premium level protects the market from deterification by avoiding reducing underpricing. Ignoring this element might result in repeat of nation car insurance situation when the premium were eliminated owing the lack of effective capital control. Moving on to the last part of our presentation, conclusion. In a nutshell, the deterification of automobile and fire Takaful was a significant step forward in Takaful industry. It had a great influence on Takaful firms, consumers, and Takaful market. And it has shown to be a positive step toward maximizing and improvising the functioning of motor and fire Takaful. The deterification of motor and fire Takaful, for example, has allowed Takaful business to continually rewrite and enhance their motor and fire Takaful policies in order to give the greatest service to their customers. It also made the operators more responsible and trustworthy as they work hard to stay up to the speed of the newest development, changes and advantages in the area of motor and fire Takaful so that can deliver their best and most reliable information to their customers and the future clients.